Hello and welcome to That British Homestead. My name's Nick, and today I thought I'd show you how I'm harvesting this volunteer squash. So this is a F1 hybrid. It's called a Buffy Ball. It's super cool. It is a pale, almost white colour, very miniature pumpkin, and it's like perfect for people who either live on their own or people that live with other people who do not like pumpkins. So I've noticed as I was actually harvesting this pumpkin is that if they're on the floor, they tend to be super dirty, yes, and they have like weird, strange brown patches on them, whereas the ones that are growing up in the air are absolutely perfect in every way. So that's why I was smelling it just then. But I'm just basically removing these from the plant by snipping them as close to the vine as possible and leaving a little bit of stem. So what I'm going to do is dry these out and keep them all the way through the winter. These Buffy balls really do store very, very well. And I actually bought them as I think 6 plants last year. I think it was. I can't really remember. It might have been the year before. Actually, I do think it was the year before. And they were quite expensive actually. They were like $12.99 or $6.99 or something like that. Anyway, I really like them, but I was like, I'm not going to buy plants every year. I kind of like buy one plant of something new sometimes. And I was just like, oh, I'm not doing that again. But then I use them all. Like I said, they're really good because they're like personal pumpkins, and I'd stick them into sauces on a Sunday to like thicken up the sauce. Like I love the size of them because they're just perfect for only a small quantity, and you open it up and then it's all gone. But then I found one at the back of my shelf in my garage. I know I'm disgusting, and it was all like revolting. So I kind of threw it at my compost heap, and it kind of went everywhere. And obviously I thought it'd rot all the way down, but it didn't, and a single seed sprouted, and that single seed turned into this massive vine. Okay, like massive, and it just went all over the garden. Now when Bob saw it was all over the garden, he was like, I'm going to mow it with the lawnmower. I was like, oh, please don't, please don't, please don't. And he basically never got round to it, and it has produced a ridiculous amount of squash. This squash is prolific. The first time I had them, like I bought the plants, right, stuck them in the garden. They get really shocked, like travelling and all of that sort of jazz. But I like put them on my vegetable patch. I like gave them lots of fishbone meal and chicken manure and all sorts of things. And I literally got like 5 Buffy balls from, I think it was something like 6 plants. And this time, or maybe 3 plants, I can't really remember. And basically this time, this is one plant. It was prolific. I found the squash this year were ridiculously productive and big and wonderful and bushy. And it's just really wonderful. But like I said, I wasn't planning to actually grow a squash in the middle of my garden. It's just near my compost heap. As you can see, it's my compost heap. You can't even see the compost heap because of the squash. So it's all grown over this bush here, all grown over the compost heap. It's gone really crazy. But all like I was saying, the whole year has been fantastic for squash. I've grown Buffy squash, accidentally obviously, taffy squash, butternut squash didn't do very well actually. Spaghetti squash did really well. I did baked potato and mashed potato squash, and I did loads of other like summer squashes like patty pans. They did really well this year. I think it's because of all the heat. As long as you kept up the watering. I know it was difficult for some people because hosepipe bans, etc. But it was really, really fantastic for all of the squashes that were around. And this thing is just absolutely prolific, and it stores super well, which is very exciting. You don't normally get a really nice thing that stores super well and tastes really great. So like I said, I'm going to save some seeds from this. It was an F1 hybrid, but it's so well, and it's done so well this year that I see no problem with getting it. And I mean, this stored until like March the following year, like ridiculously long storage time on it, whereas I've grown tambula squash and that lasted until about January, which is really good, but it isn't. I want them to last all the way through the hungry gap into the sort of time where next year I'll be like sick of squash and I'll be having my early harvesting coming in. But it is very exciting that I have this one. And as you can see, it's super prolific. It's absolutely ridiculous how much has come out of this. So I'm going to be curing this squash by leaving it in a sunny, dry location. Normally it's in my kitchen on the counter, and I just leave it there for a little while until the skins harden up, and then I'll put it into long-term storage in the garage. I just leave it on some shelves. So that squash that I've just harvested, which is this massive bucket, massive. That was all from a volunteer F1 hybrid plant. Amazing. People say don't grow F1 hybrids, but I'm telling you, these look exactly like the plants that I bought. But this is obviously a volunteer. Oh, I know, really. And this has been 100% more productive than what it was a few years ago. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by loving Bailey. Here you are, Bailey. So Bailey does love this plant because it looks like a ball. So he has taken some of them and eaten them. He's such a naughty boy. Naughty boy. But I'm definitely going to save the seeds from this and grow this again next year. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.